Hello guys and gals, it's me Mutahar. Today's a bad day for r/atheism because it seems like God is out there watching. Rockstar Games has responded, and we actually have a security fix to one of the largest games ever made. Now, of course, if you've been following me, I've constantly complained, actually, about Rockstar Games basically treating GTA Online like an indie title, okay? Actually, that's insulting. There are indie titles out there that put more effort into security and their frameworks than Rockstar is for one of the largest online games ever made, period. Now, if you're a PC gamer, you know that hundreds of thousands of PC players play GTA Online, and for the last 2 weeks, GTA Online has effectively been untouched, okay? It's basically been a wild wasteland where nobody's signing on simply because anybody's account has basically been getting hacked, okay? You could sign on, a hacker could jump in, and basically reset your player stats, corrupt your account, and make it so that you never play GTA Online. And in some ways, that might actually be for the better. So, of course, literally 18 hours ago, Rockstar Games has issued, believe it or not, an actual update to the game. A new security-focused title update is now available for Grand Theft Auto Online on PC. 300 megabytes large, and you bet that this guy was going to look into it and make sure that it was all squeaky clean. Now, of course, Rockstar did address this over a week ago. We are aware of potential new exploits in GTA Online for the PC. Which, yeah, they plan to update, and they did, all right, so far, as they've delivered. And I generally believe that anytime you get involved with the money, you know, if you jump into the shark card sales and you stop even a dime of that to Rockstar, if a Rockstar executive is not getting, all right, their shark card money, it's all endgame. It's over. Lawsuits are going to be delivered out. They might actually hire somebody to write some goddamn code to fix these issues up. So I think maybe there's been a lot of cases there. There's been another situation with a remote code exploit, which if you've been following my channel long enough, you know it's bad when you come across some of that. If there is a chance that hacking communities, modding communities do create RCE exploits that can cause some serious malware to launch on the player base for GTA Online, that may result in possible lawsuits to Rockstar Games, to Take-Two. But again, I'm not a legal expert. This ain't a legal channel. We're going to stop that line of thinking right there. So, of course, I wanted to start off reading the patch notes, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I might have to give Rockstar Games some credit. They have patch notes even shorter than PlayStation when it comes to a generic system update. So, for instance, February 1st, security implemented a new data protocol in GTA Online to improve the security of network sessions and player-to-player messaging. Again, really interesting wording. I initially thought maybe this was about, like, emailing players in-game, but I think that just is referring to the peer-to-peer protocol that GTA 5 runs upon. Then, of course, they fixed an issue that could result in the player's GTA Online experience being modified by a third party. So people altering your GTA money, your RP level, your bad sports status, which basically they put a dunce cap on you and put you into a pool of other bad sports, and your various stats. Manipulation of players being kicked or crashed. So for the longest time, we used to literally get the game terminated all because some hacker didn't want you to play. There was a period of time where I used to play this game with my friend, and all the time, in the middle of a heist, in the middle of selling crates, my game would crash. And it would be because some dipshit hacker, all right, some script kiddie, some virgin script kiddie decided to kick me out, and that was pretty much all the GTA experience that I was going to have for the night. That appears to be fixed. Then, of course, you've got general game stability improvements, whatever that means. So here I've actually got the game running, and I've been playing for not too long, about an hour, and I have not come across one person hacking yet, which is a lot better than the 3 minutes it took to find hackers in previous game sessions about a week and a half-ish ago, all right? Now, of course, this is my main actual GTA account. I've got my money right over here. So again, I'm risking my account, but it seems for now, GTA Online has actually been fixed by Rockstar. Rockstar has actually repaired GTA to the point where the PC community can actually play a game that they paid $60 goddamn for. I know, it's a wild concept. So, of course, one of the questions that I wanted to look into was, is GTA 5 still leaking IP addresses? So of course I'm in a public session with 24 users right now, and because we're on the PC, we can actually look through our actual, processes. We can actually see who we're connecting to. So I'm going to block out a lot of this because obviously I don't want to leak any IP address, period. I don't know how YouTube's terms of services and privacy guidelines typically handle that, so I'm just going to mosaic it right here. I'm going to block it out. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, the interesting aspect of it is it really does seem like Rockstar is blocking IP addresses. So there are a couple ways to necessarily prove how this works, okay? To really understand that maybe IPs aren't being exactly leaked out. Now, at the core, GTA 5 is still peer-to-peer, okay? To understand the framework for the game and the engine that powers it is still fine. It's still running a peer-to-peer game. So unlike modern games that use dedicated servers, a lot of modern games do, a lot of big AAA projects, GTA 5 is so old that, again, it's not as simple as, why don't they just switch it to dedicated servers? Again, you would be changing the pure backbone of the game. I'm pretty sure like you would have to be changing the way the servers are handled at Rockstar, and that's just too tall of an order. The only way you're going to get dedicated servers is when GTA 6 launches and it drops on the PC, and hopefully Rockstar decides to go the dedicated server route. They very much could still handle it peer-to-peer, okay? Remember, this is Rockstar games we're talking about, all right? Do not keep your expectations above the goddamn bare minimum. So while there's still peer-to-peer protocols being handled out, the new protocol that they're using seems to actually at least hide IP addresses, or at least run them through relays. So again, the way that we look at it is typically if you wanted to protect yourself, you would go to your router's firewall settings and block the ports 6672, 61455, all the way to 61458 on the UDP traffic. And if you did this, typically no one was connecting to your game session. But you could keep a heartbeat alive to Take-Two servers and basically play GTA Online by yourself. And I believe you could whitelist IP addresses within those firewall settings that could be your friends, for instance, that could connect to you and nobody else. So that is one thing that you could have done all the way up until this update where you cannot block any ports, otherwise you can't just play the game, period. So it seems the new protocol that they're using is actually routing all of the traffic through Take-Two servers directly. So while we are seeing that there are multiple players I'm connecting to, because at the end of the day, it's still a peer-to-peer title, it seems as though there are some relays implemented, or maybe Rockstar or Take-Two is crudely, but they are routing our IP addresses in some way where it's going directly through their servers. At least that's what it looks like from here. Again, don't take that seriously. I still do have to check this more and more, but it seems the general consensus amongst the community and amongst the researchers that are looking into it is there is some level of proxying by Rockstar, which means they could potentially even look into the traffic even further and possibly identify actual hackers at a much more closer scale than they ever could before, which I don't even believe Rockstar will do because that'll require them to put actual goddamn effort. Again, this is what Rockstar is able to do right now, all right, given how old this game is and given the peer-to-peer nature of it. The only way GTA 5 players will get dedicated servers is through 5M, which I believe uses dedicated servers. Rockstar, as far as I understand, is not going to go through that effort until GTA 6 drops, okay? And even then, I'm not holding my goddamn breath. Now, the entire CVE, where there was an RC exploit, it's still open, all right? Apparently has a high score of 7.3, although it's still alleged. Nothing is confirmed, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody or any group exploiting remote code exploits and hacking people that way. So maybe Rockstar's fixed that entirely. It may appear that Rockstar is implementing some relaying, some routing, and maybe they're not leaking IP addresses anymore, which means, at least if that's true, you don't need a VPN anymore to mask your IP address. And I want to just straight for the record, leaking an IP address isn't the biggest deal in the world. That typically only matters to content creators. So if I make content regarding GTA Online, or if I live stream it, for instance, people could grab my IP address if I'm not using a VPN and basically DDoS me off of my service. This should normally not affect you, the person. Like if you're just an average Andy playing the video game, that IP address leakage was typically a small subset of people that were streaming the game, that were opening their IPs to being exposed to a hacker, and that IP could be used, if it was static, knocking you off of the internet constantly, okay? That's pretty much the only thing that the IP leakage matters. And that's why it's important to me, obviously, given what I do here. So again, it really does seem like Rockstar has ultimately patched this issue right now. Again, that's just for now. The game does seem to be functioning. It seems like nobody is hacking anybody. And for now, you can play GTA Online on the PC relatively safely, okay? Again, I personally would still wait a week or two to see what the hacking community is coming up with, because I'm sure the people who are beyond some of the largest hacks in the world are not going to let this lie down. Look, at the end of the day, hacking GTA is good money for a lot of these mod menus. And we're going to have to see just how great Rockstar's security update is in front of actual people that are using it or people that are going to be abusing it. Look, at the end of the day, right now, you can play GTA, but yeah, Rockstar has finally responded. I actually did not even expect them to, but I think they started losing shark card sales and actual player numbers they could report to investors, and it's because of that response, because of that risk, again, literally just the money, that Rockstar has come in and actually stopped, or at least made the game somewhat relatively safe to play back on the PC platform. So again, wild shit to see. But yeah, if you like what you saw, ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. Hell is truly froze over. And for now, I got a TSA checklist to finally finish up, man. I got to finish that video off. And then I got to watch Seinfeld AI, okay? Wild stuff. Anyways, me, Mudahar, and I am out.